Agradecemos a nuestros socios, asimismo, socios premium de la Universidad de Lima y Hammer Polytech. Quisiera recordarles que podrán realizar consultas por el botón de preguntas y respuestas, las mismas que serán leídas al finalizar la exposición. I would like to remind you that you will submit your question using the question and answers button that will be read at the end of the presentation. Quiero mencionar también que la presentación será en inglés y les enviaríamos el link de grabación de esta presentación luego del evento junto con la información relevante. Ahora sí, antes de empezar, quisiera contarles un poco sobre nuestro expositor. Karen Hendra es directora asociada de educación cooperativa y aprendizaje experiencial, donde lidera iniciativas estratégicas para fortalecer la participación estudiantil y preparación para el mundo laboral, con una sólida trayectoria en aprendizaje experiencial y una gran pasión para el éxito estudiantil. Karen colabora estrechamente con socios institucionales y otros actores claves para desarrollar oportunidades innovadoras, prácticas y aprendizajes, integrando el trabajo. Su liderazgo contribuye al desarrollo de experiencias significativas para estudiantes. Thank you very much to be with us, Karen, and presenting from Lambton College.
Okay, am I ready to share my screen?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay, and I'm all set?
Yes, we could all see your screen.
Okay, excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction and for having me here today to provide an overview to you about experiential learning at Lambton College. So within my role here at Lambton College, I do get the great opportunity to work with and oversee a variety of experiential learning opportunities that are happening here at Lambton College, but I don't oversee all of them. I'm going to give a brief highlight of what we do have here at Lambton College for experiential learning, and then I'm going to focus on a few key experiential learning opportunities that we do have, just to give a showcase and help you better understand what some of these experiences are, and also share a few insights from some of the students here at Lambton that have participated in some of these as well. So just to get started, essentially, experiential learning is learning by doing. And when people are talking about experiential learning, you may hear them refer to it as experiential learning, but you also may hear it referred to as work integrated learning. So essentially, they are the same thing. Really, the most simplest explanation of it is learning by doing. So in these experiences, students get the opportunity to take the theory and concepts that they're learning in the classroom, in their academic programs and courses, and apply that. And in some cases, it's a simulated environment that has been created for them that simulates the workplace and or the environment in which they would be doing the task depending on the program that they are studying in. And sometimes it is the real work experience. And I'm going to showcase a few different experiences that both demonstrate the opportunity for students to take those concepts that they're learning in the classroom and actually apply it in real work environments under the supervision of employers. And then we've got some experiences where we, the college, bridge that opportunity and create some simulated workplace experiences under the supervision of supervisors that are hired by the college, but rather than in your classrooms where you're working alongside your faculty and professors, in some of these experiences, students are getting the opportunity to work under the direction of supervisors like they would be in the workplace. So here at Lambton College, we have a commitment to providing these opportunities to students. And you can see Lambton College has been ranked first in Canada for student research positions at medium-sized colleges. So research is one example of students getting that opportunity to take what they're learning in their program of study or field of study, take that knowledge and concepts that they're learning and apply them in a variety of research opportunities. These are in the form of student internships and student work positions. Some of our students, when they are on their break from their program, are securing positions within research as well, and really getting the opportunity. So you can see that that is one key experience where Lambton really shines in research overall, but you can see that we shine in student research positions for a college. And this is one of those experiences that Lambton's making a commitment to within our Experiential Learning Center that aims to have 100% of our academic programs where students are gaining those meaningful work-ready skills that really sets a college programming apart and really prepares them well for their career in their field of study when they've had those opportunities throughout their program in a variety of different ways to take what they're learning in the classroom and apply it in an experiential learning opportunity. So here you can see is just a quick snapshot of a variety of experiential learning opportunities that happen at Lambton. And while we wouldn't have enough time today to touch on all of these, and as I mentioned, not all of these fall within my portfolio, I am going to highlight a few of these and go into a little bit more detail so you can see. But as I'll reference in a lot of experiential learning, the benefits are virtually the same when you're looking at any of these variety of experiences. And the core of that is where we started with learning by doing. So in all of these opportunities, students really are getting the experience, whether it's a real work environment or it's a simulated work environment. Students are getting that hands-on experience. So you can see here with the benefits, almost all of these experiences that were referenced on the previous page have these built-in benefits. So not only are students in the majority of cases getting academic credit, we also do have lots of extracurricular activities that happen outside of the classroom that students can also gain a lot of these same benefits, and they can be qualified as experiential learning opportunities as well, where they're taking initiative and choosing to participate in those. And then we also have a variety of experiential learning opportunities that are embedded into the program and are a mandatory part of students' programs where they're earning academic credit alongside the benefit of earning work-ready skills. So the very first one is hands-on experience, and whether it is something that is embedded into the academic program or is an extracurricular activity that students choose to participate in outside of the classroom, that hands-on experience is really invaluable, where you are taking those concepts that are being talked about and taught within the classroom, and you're getting the opportunity to apply those concepts. So one quick example, I'll go into a little bit more detail, but one quick example is we run a tax clinic here at Lambton College, and students who are in our accounting and finance programs have the opportunity to be the ones who are doing taxes for other students. So we also thrive on experiences where students that are participating in the experiential learning opportunity are not only gaining that hands-on experience and the benefit, but we have other students that are benefiting from what they are doing and creating relevance. So again, when you're learning in the classroom and you're learning those concepts and ideas, being able to align them with how you would take those concepts and actually apply them in the workplace creates that connection for students. So they have the connection as they're learning to say, okay, now I can take what I'm learning and I could see where in a future career in their field of study, they would be able to apply those skills. and using that tax clinic experience again, that's creating the relevance. They're learning those concepts in the classroom, and then they're really actually working through supporting people, real people, with their taxes, and understanding that they might run into a challenge, and how do we overcome that challenge. And after those experiences, there's true value in any experiential learning opportunity to the reflection piece, and looking at and reflecting on not only how did they apply the concepts that they learned, but what did they learn from that experience that they would choose to grow and change as they move forward, which also highlights one of the other benefits here of making mistakes. So in a lot of these scenarios, it provides students the opportunity, when we're new and we're first applying learned concepts, there is a chance that mistakes could be made. So these are safe environments where students get the opportunity to make those mistakes without really critical impacts, and really get to reflect on that and learn from that. So when they are going and looking for future career opportunities, they can speak to those mistakes they made, and they have now learned from those mistakes and would likely make less mistakes as they start out in their career. Which brings us to career focus. So this is an opportunity as well for students to explore a variety of experiences within their field of study. And I'll go into talking about co-op, but co-op is one experience where students will get to actually work in a work environment. And there is lots of learning that happens there. And one of these things may be that this really isn't the career that I want to choose, or that's not the job that I want to do. I want to explore other career opportunities within that field. It's the right field, but you're learning as you're applying in these environments what you are passionate about and what you are not. So it helps align students and become career focused to focus on, I'm going to learn these things in my program, and how and where will I get the opportunity to apply these things? It also helps build a network. So when students are provided the opportunity to work in those real environments or work alongside community partners, they get to make these connections, build these relationships, and have a network of people that they wouldn't otherwise have had from just being in the classroom. And this network can become invaluable both as potential references when you're looking for jobs, if these people have had positive experiences with you and have worked alongside you and can speak to your skills and abilities in whether it's a simulated work environment or a real work environment. They can speak to your skills and abilities and become a network and potentially a reference for you going forward. And the very last one that often people are interested in is the potential to earn. So while this isn't a benefit of all of the experiential learning that we offer, it is a benefit specifically in our co-op programs. So that's going to lead me into going a little more in depth in our co-op programs and co-op here at Lambton College. So I'll provide a bit of an overview on all of these things here. So starting with, what is a co-op? So Lambton, here we have many co-op programs, and in a few of our programs, we refer to it as an internship, and I'll explain the differences between a mandatory co-op, an optional co-op, and an internship, as different programs have these different things within them. So co-op is a fantastic opportunity where students really get to take what they're learning in the classroom and apply that. So for the majority of our programs, that would be a minimum of a one term. For a few of our programs, students actually get the opportunity to secure a co-op for 8 months and then return back to their studies. And in the majority of these opportunities, students are getting paid. So not only are they getting all of those other benefits that we talked about in experiential learning in general, but in addition to that, there's an opportunity while they're doing their schooling to earn money, whether it's a 4-month term or in some cases an 8-month term. They have an opportunity to earn while they are learning, which can be a really great benefit for students. So as you can see here, a mandatory co-op, that is where co-op is required in order to graduate, successfully complete and graduate from the program. And an optional co-op has the option embedded in it for students to participate in co-op. But if a student is unable, doesn't meet the eligibility criteria, or is unable to secure a co-op during their time, they can still successfully complete the program if they successfully complete all of their academic courses. And then we have our internship, which I indicated is only in a small number of our programs, but we do have a couple of programs where, rather than being a full term of co-op where students take a break from academics and fully work within a co-op and then return to academics or complete their academics if it is at the end of their academics, the internship replaces one course, and students do a dedicated number of hours each week focused on their internship in an experience that is with an employer and is aligned with their program. And that internship opportunity they're doing alongside a number of courses as well. So for all of these experiences, whether it's mandatory, optional, or an internship experience, you can see here there's a variety of things that must align in order for it to be approved. So the position that they secure must align with the program that that student is studying in, and they must actually be engaged in work. They're not job shadowing, they're not overseeing, they actually are completing some of the tasks, and that work is being supervised by their employer, and performance is being evaluated by the employer. We also have individuals here that support both the students and the employer during that work term, while that experience is being monitored by the college, because the student, once they are in an approved co-op and or internship, they are earning academic credit, whether it's in a mandatory co-op program or an optional co-op program. That co-op experience will appear on their transcript, and a student will earn academic credit for that experience once they've successfully completed it. The other piece to that is that it must be for co-op, not internships, but for co-op, a minimum of 12 weeks and 420 hours. And as I referenced, we do have a couple of programs that do provide students the opportunity to actually do 2 terms. So that would be double the weeks and double the hours there. So for all of our programs, we do have co-op eligibility requirements. So for the majority of our programs, there's a few exceptions, but it does identify each of these on the program map. The first eligibility piece is achieving a GPA of 2.0 or greater, and successfully completing all of the courses up to the point where a student would be engaging in co-op. And we also have a series of co-op readiness activities that help prepare students who are in a co-op program to conduct an effective job search and secure a co-op, in hopes of securing a co-op, some mandatory training that they must also complete to help prepare them for the workplace, and then also successfully completing a resume so that they are prepared to market themselves. So co-op is a competitive process. We do not place students into co-op opportunities. We do have a variety of individuals here that support students with that co-op, with their co-op job search, as well as a dedicated job developer who is engaging employers and trying to promote our students to local employers. So there are some postings, but it is very much a competitive process where students are applying to, interviewing for, and competing for those opportunities in hopes of securing those co-op opportunities. And as I referenced, there's great benefits to students who do secure a co-op, with a number of those co-ops being paid, and in some instances, our students earning upwards of $30 an hour for working on their co-op experience. I'll flip back here just for a quick second. So I should reference, if a student, as you can see here, if a student doesn't meet their co-op eligibility, the academic piece, if they don't complete their co-op readiness modules, or if they're unsuccessful in securing an approved co-op for our mandatory co-op programs, in order for students to successfully complete their program requirements, we have something that we refer to as the WILL project. So this showcases another great experiential learning opportunity for students here at Lambton College. For those students that miss out on engaging in a co-op opportunity, we have created what we refer to as our WILL project. So our WILL project is in a simulated office environment. We just opened up a new dedicated space here on our campus where our WILL project is delivered in our WILL office, as I mentioned, under the direction of supervisors that are WILL project participants, which we refer to as WILL employees or young professionals, helping transition out of the classroom in the same way that a co-op experience would. So you're embracing that experience as a workplace. And so within the WILL project, students will work in groups, 3 small groups of 3 to 4 with students from their same program, and they will work on what we refer to as weekly deliverables. So we have had subject matter experts in each of these industries and our program areas develop tasks that would be tasks that individuals would be assigned within that industry. And those weekly deliverables are assigned and teams work within their group on those weekly deliverables. Those weekly deliverables are reviewed by subject matter experts. Feedback is provided. There's a number of things that happen within the WILL project office during the course of the term that we really try to align it with the workplace. So during that time, students go through a performance review with their supervisor, similar to going through a performance review with your supervisor in the workplace. We have some extra professional development. We have some mandatory training that they're required to do. A variety of things are happening in there that allow students the same opportunities they would have within a co-op experience, where they're taking what they learned in that class, in their classes, and applying it on tasks that are related to their program of study, as well as really getting a lot of opportunities to enhance their soft skills. So looking at things like presentation skills, communication skills. Within the WILL project, attendance is mandatory, attendance is tracked, you can only miss so many. And we have a whole human resources department where our young professionals, if they're not meeting the expectations of the WILL project, will be required to meet with the human resource department as you would in a simulated work experience. And so we want to ensure that once our students go through the WILL project, they are well equipped to understand what the expectations of both roles within their industry, so taking those concepts they learned in the classroom and being able to apply them in tasks that they have been assigned, that would be similar to tasks they would be assigned in the workplace, as well as managing the work environment, working relationships, being part of a team, interacting with your supervisor, all of the accountability and responsibility that comes along with working in the workplace is built into the WILL project. So as you can see here, this is just a bit of a snapshot of what happens in an academic classroom and how that differs from what happens in our WILL office or simulated WILL office. So as I mentioned, in an academic classroom, you're working under instructor or your faculty member. And in the WILL office, we have supervisors and mentors We no longer refer to these individuals as students, but we refer to them as young professionals and want to enhance that relationship between a young professional and a supervisor. There are scheduled shifts. Those shifts remain the same for each week. There's 16 full hours of dedicated shift time, and then some responsibilities that young professionals have to complete outside of shift time as well. And then rather than assignments that are being marked by faculty members and graded, our young professionals are engaging in feedback and review and performance appraisals, as I mentioned. The dress code in there is business casual, like a work environment would be, and required attendance and workplace policies that they fall under as well. So you can see here is just a quick snapshot of some of the things that we have that happen within the Will office, again, really aligning it to a workplace. So the whole first week is dedicated to onboarding and orientation, as it typically would be when you start at a new job. We have workplace commitment and we have policies. Here's just showing one of the policies which is our leave policy. And then you can see here coaching and professional development opportunities that really focus on enhancing those soft skills. And then performance expectations. So we make it very clear what the expectations are within that environment in order for someone to successfully complete the Will project and successfully earn their academic credit for that term. So here's just a quick testimonial from one of our students who recently completed the Will project. At first, I had no idea what to expect. Honestly, I thought Will might just be another task to complete, but I was wrong. By the end of the term, I realized how impactful it was. Despite being an imaginary company, we were treated as actual employees, dealing with real challenges that mirrored professional environments. It made me appreciate how this experience prepares us for real-world careers here in Canada. And so again, just reinforcing all of those benefits of experiential learning that I highlighted at the beginning and embedding that into the experience for students so that they really do feel like at the end of that experience, they are well equipped to search for a career in their industry and be successful. Okay, so one other thing that I wanted to highlight is, because it is a very important piece to a number of the experiential learning opportunities that we offer here at Lambton College, is Lambton College's commitment to sustainability. So we're committed to sustainability. We want to empower students to lead through change. And inclusive learning and have them have that real world impact. So really, we're defining sustainability as a roadmap for continuous improvement. We want to develop opportunities that incorporate sustainability. And we do this through consistently initiating new things. We want to improve the existing things we have. And this balances the environmental, economic, and social priorities that we set around and for the college. And so within experiential learning, we have taken this same commitment to sustainability. And from that, we have launched something that we refer to as the social exchange. So the social exchange falls under the umbrella of experiential learning, or the Center for Experiential Learning here at Lambton College. And within the social exchange, our real focus is bridging, again, that theory that students are learning in the classroom, providing opportunities that allow them to put that theory into practice, and an added benefit to activities that happen within the social exchange are that they have a purpose and they really are focused on sustainability and highlighting many of the SDG goals within these experiences that we are creating. So that application of theory, providing practice opportunities for students and doing it with purpose is really what defines the social exchange. And I've included here, the social exchange does run on Instagram. So if you want to look at ongoing activities, I'm going to just take a few minutes and highlight a few of the things that have happened that will showcase where we are taking that theory, providing the opportunity to practice, and really doing it with a purpose. So we really have 4 project pillars, and looking at some point to hopefully grow these. But for now, we kind of have 4 different areas of focus, and I'm going to showcase one experience that is currently happening within each of these pillars that we do define as an experiential learning opportunity, because as you can see when I'm explaining the opportunities, it'll circle back to really those benefits that we talked about at the beginning that students can gain from participating in any of these experiences. So the first one is sustainable retail. And so within sustainable retail, we wanted to look at how can we provide a retail experience for students who are in our business programs, many of our big business programs, and focusing on retail and all of the components that encompass retail, and the marketing piece that comes along with that, the budgeting that comes along with that, the cash transactions, the earning of revenue, the inventory piece that comes along with that. There's so many components to retail that touch on a number of our business programs. And as you'll see, this actual experience goes beyond just our business programs. So the added benefit for a lot of the activities that are happening within our social exchange is that we are creating experiences that have multiple different programs coming together to pull off this experience. So not only are students getting the opportunity to work with those who are in their own program, but they're also getting the added benefit of working with students who are in different programs and seeing how the skills and abilities and knowledge that students are bringing from each of these different programs can really support one another to pull off something collaborative. So the why for each one of these, we have a bit of a why behind why we're doing this outside of the benefits of experiential learning, and then tied to the sustainability piece. So when we were looking at the retail component and the true benefits that retail process can provide for our students who are learning so many of those components in their program, we also looked at, in that retail environment, how can we target a problem that we could help create more sustainability. And so just a couple of key things here: that garbage truck of clothes are burned and going into our landfills. And when you actually do some research on this, it's incredible how much of that is happening and the true impact of that. So out of that evolved our fashion restyle event. So this is a pop-up retail event that has now happened a few times at Lambton College. And essentially this retail event is built off of an exchange. So students, community members, staff, everyone has the opportunity to clean out their closets and donate clothing, which becomes the inventory for this retail operation. And within that, then students have the opportunity to manage that inventory, prep that inventory. They are the ones who are leading all of the components of pulling off this event. We have a whole team of students who are doing all of the marketing for this event, the marketing to secure donations, the marketing for the actual event and when it's happening, so people can come and shop. And then we have a variety of other components built into that. So leading up to the event, to support some of the marketing, we incorporate our digital photography students who are taking the pictures, taking videos. They attend the event and take all kinds of pictures and videos at the event. So we have post-marketing material as well. Our business and social media marketing students are the ones who manage the marketing from the start of the event to post-event. At the Fashion Restyle event, we offer a variety of food items, and our culinary management students are the ones prepping and creating that. And our business, retailing, and trends students in that program are really the core of this event and the whole retail cycle from the start of the event till the end of the event. And also we have a student sustainability club here. They play a key role in this because the event is sustainability focused. They play a key role in this as well. And so you can see just the positive impact this one from one event, and we've held the event multiple times, how many students were directly impacted. So that would be the students who participated in some way in pulling off this event. So over 200 students had the opportunity to apply their skills and knowledge to making this event happen. And with that, increased educational outcomes, those benefits we talked about at the beginning. More than 250 students were indirectly, and staff were indirectly, they might have donated, they might have purchased something on the night of, they might have attended the event. And you can see a variety of other side benefits to this event happening. And I'll just quickly mention they're supporting Lambton's Lionheart. So here on campus, we have a clothing closet that's called the Lion's Heart, where students can access clothing, students in need can access clothing. So any of the extra clothing after the event was donated back to our Lion's Heart. And so nothing in this process went to waste. So that really is true sustainability. And you can see here some additional success measures for that. There was not only were the students engaging and collaborating with each other, as I mentioned, there was lots of outreach to staff here as well to get involved, to attend the event, to donate. And then there was a variety of community partners that we worked with as well. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through. I won't go into as great a detail. You can see with our sustainable or our Restyle event just how many students each one of these opportunities can impact and the true takeaways that those students can have, and then the added benefits of the impact to so many people and the sustainability piece. So another one is our product development marketing. So this really, the core of this is bringing our food safety and quality students and our business integrated marketing students together. There was some component of our culinary management as well as our digital photography, but our FSQS students were tasked with developing a food product that could go to market that would be a sustainable product. And alongside that, they worked with our business integrated marketing students who developed the whole marketing campaign for this potential project. And they actually developed the food items in our culinary kitchen. And it ends with a showcase where both internal and some external judges would go around and actually be provided presentations by the students, both the business marketing students and the FSQS students working in collaboration, and their products and their marketing campaigns were judged. So they had a real opportunity to come up with these concepts, work through all of the food safety standards, while the business marketing students were working through all of the pieces of launching and marketing a new product into a specific food market, really working on, in our culinary kitchen, working on developing that. And so again, you can see there's lots of stats here, another opportunity that had so many positive outcomes, not only for our students, but the impact that our students had on that while they were gaining all of the experiential learning benefits themselves. So being cognizant of time here, I will also just show we also have one of the pillars being money management. I referred to our tax clinic where our finance students get the opportunity to actually do taxes for other students on campus that are looking for that. And that is a free service to students on campus. So it benefits those students that service is being provided to. And our last pillar is entrepreneurship in our business lounge. And with that, one thing I'll just quickly highlight, we've generated or forged an exciting opportunity with a couple of local organizations here that support individuals in starting their own business. So we provide the opportunity, and this is one example of experiential learning that's happening outside of the classroom. So any student in any program, if they have a business concept or idea that they want to explore launching, with the support of our business lounge under the social exchange, as well as a few of our key community partners, these individuals get the opportunity to go through a series of workshops to help them build their potential business plan. And at the end of the series of workshops, they get to pitch their concept, and there is a potential of $10,000 in prizes to help with any business associated costs so that they can potentially get their business concept off the ground. So I could go on and on. We have a ton of experiential learning opportunities here at Lambda College, and I really am genuinely passionate about the opportunities and the benefits that these experiences provide to students. The academic piece where they're learning in the classroom is absolutely key to this, but getting the opportunity to take those concepts and that knowledge and apply it in a variety of different experiences is really empowering for students. And there is lots of research, and I've seen it a lot of times firsthand, where it really helps build students' soft skills, their confidence, and really truly does make them more equipped and better prepared for their career. Okay, any questions?
Thank you very much, Karen. It was excellent presentation, a lot of information that I need to process. So now we are going to the questions. I will start for the first one. How do you measure the success of experiential learning in terms of student outcomes?
Yeah, I can answer that for sure. So, for any experiential learning opportunities that happen in the classroom, they would generally be embedded into their course requirements, and their faculty would have those pieces laid out. For some of the other experiences, I can speak to, as an example, co-op. While they're earning academic credit, it's not embedded into their class, but we have a dedicated team of co-op advisors and, as I mentioned, job developer who support students both through their recruitment term when they are searching and competing for a co-op experience. And then while they're out on their co-op experience, we have a series of touch points that happen between the student and the employer and our co-op team here at the college. And so all of those pieces, I feel, are really the valuable pieces to ensuring that it's successful, is the support system that is in place. And as I mentioned, even some of the experiences that are happening outside of the classroom, whether that be an experience in research or the last one I highlighted, where we are supporting entrepreneurs, I think that in all of those, Lambton does a very good job of having a support system in place. And so it's really that support system that helps those students be successful in their experiential learning opportunities.
Thank you very much, Karen. The next question is, what is the cost of living, and do all programs qualify for the post-graduation work permit? I can repeat.
I can
Yes.
answer that one.
Yeah, I was going to say,
okay.
maybe Loretta
Thank
would
you,
be better
Loretta.
to answer that.
Because Karen is not in that part of our college. So I'm going to answer in Spanish so that everybody can understand. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Lorena Solís. Yo soy la coordinadora de admisiones para Latinoamérica en Lambton College. Bueno, todos los programas que nosotros ofrecemos están elegibles para el Post-Graduation Work Permit. La mayoría de nuestros programas tienen una duración de 2 años, entonces el Post-Graduation Work Permit al que podrían aplicar cuando terminen los estudios es de hasta 3 años. Y bueno, en cuanto a los costos de los programas, en promedio, un programa de posgrado, por ejemplo, tiene un costo de $27,000 canadienses por el total de los 2 años. Esto se paga en 4 semestres. Entonces son precios bastante accesibles y que además también tenemos una beca que es de hasta $4,000 que se aplica en el primer año. Entonces, bueno, como tenemos un tiempo limitado aquí y no era el tema del webinar, yo los invito a que entren a nuestra página y también voy a poner aquí en los comentarios mi correo electrónico, donde ustedes me pueden contactar y con mucho gusto les doy toda la información a cada quien del programa que les interese. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Lorena. We are going to the next question. I understand that it must be about the COPS programs, of the learning and the practice part, but they also are interested to how they could apply to London College. Thank you. This one questions, how do you ensure these opportunities align with the academic goals of each program?
Yeah, so anything that is happening within the academic program, so if it's happening within a specific course, then for each specific course, there would be learning outcomes for that course, and any experiential learning opportunity that would be created within that course would need to be tied to those learning outcomes. If it's something that is broader than a course, going back to whether it's the Will Project or co-op, for example, then we would be looking at the vocational learning, all the vocational learning outcomes for the whole program. And as I mentioned, for example, with a co-op experience, when a student secures a co-op opportunity, then they submit it for review, and our advisors will look at that co-op opportunity, look at the vocational learning outcomes for their particular program, and determine if it aligns with those vocational learning outcomes. And then in our Will Project, for example, as I mentioned, the deliverables that they're working on each week, they are developed by subject matter experts who are also using our vocational learning outcomes for each program as a benchmark to tie those things to.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Your question is how early in the students can students start a co-placement?
So that would depend on the program. So co-ops are different for each program, and it would appear on the program map. So if a program has a co-op experience, whether it's a mandatory experience or an optional experience, it would show it, or if you're looking on the website, it would show it in the course list as to what term it happened in, and there's no flexibility to move that around. So if they're looking at a particular program, it would depend on the program, but they could see where it fell within that program.
Perfect. Thank you very. I believe this next question is for you, Lorena. Is I already have a bachelor degree in graphic design, but I don't know if Lambton College will allow me to specialize in a more specific field to study and work there with a work visa later on.
For sure, there are many different programs that can align to your academic background. We would have to see and assess your documentation, so your transcript and your diploma and your work experience as well. But I can assure you that we can have a good conversation about the options for you. Si gustan contactarme nuevamente, ahí les puse mi correo electrónico que es lorena.solis@lambtoncollege.ca y podríamos agendar una reunión o contestar las preguntas por correo electrónico. Pero sí, tenemos una cantidad grande de programas diferentes que se pueden alinear a los diferentes estudios que cada quien tenga y sus experiencias laborales, así como sus objetivos profesionales.
Muchas gracias, Lorena. I think we have finished about the questions part. Once again, thank you, Karen, Lorena. I don't know if you want to give some advice to the students who are looking for study abroad, maybe with Lambton College after this presentation about the opportunities they could have and they could find through your programs?
Bueno, yo los invito a que no lo dejen solamente en sueños. Muchas gentes en Latinoamérica tienen el sueño de ir a Canadá a estudiar, pero den el primer paso para convertirlo en una realidad. Son programas que si ustedes los comparan con los costos que hay en las universidades privadas en nuestros países, pues es muy similar. Entonces, no desaprovechen estas oportunidades de ir al extranjero, de ampliar sus horizontes y de buscar un mejor futuro profesional para ustedes y para su familia. Yo creo y estoy segura de que es una decisión que les va a cambiar la vida y de la cual no se van a arrepentir. Yo misma fui estudiante de Lambton College hace muchos años y yo creo que es la mejor decisión que he tomado en mi vida de venir para acá. Entonces, los invito a todos a que sigan investigando, a que nos visiten. Vamos a estar en la feria educativa de la Cámara de Comercio. Ahí va a estar nuestro stand, entonces los podemos ver por ahí y para los que quieran tener información ya mismo, pues no duden en contactarme, de entrar a la página y de seguir investigando. Thank you, Karen, for all the information. It was great, and I think that it was very positive that you can provide your passionate insight about the different opportunities for experiential learning, because sometimes we talk about this during my webinars, but it's a privilege to have you here and have it from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you very much for having me. And if I could just also give one small piece of advice is really take advantage. Once you choose whatever academic institution you choose, really take advantage of any experiential learning opportunities that are provided both in the classroom and outside the classroom, as I have seen so many times the positive impact it's had on students in securing their careers and advancing their careers because of the experiences that they have embraced both in the classroom and also outside of the classroom. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Karen, for all your information. Actually, as Lorena said, it's great opportunity that they could listen to you and the first-hand information for some through the students or who they have the interest and some doubts regarding the co-ops and how the college could help them to experience practical. So remember, for everyone, English is very important, so you need to practice right now. This willing to listen is a first step. Lorena could say more about that, but English is very important in order to apply to this institution in Canada. I just want to mention about our fair. Our fair that Lorena mentioned, and Lambton is part of this. It will be the 18th of October, 18 de octubre en Lima, en el Hotel Sonesta del Olivar. Nosotros estaremos enviando más información y estén atentos a nuestras redes sociales porque por ese medio estaremos haciendo las convocatorias para que se puedan inscribir. Once again, thank you everyone to connect with us. Nos vemos hasta una siguiente oportunidad. Muchas gracias, Karen, Lorena. Que estén muy bien.
Hasta luego.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias a
Thank you.
todos.